two top bakers are battling it out to create the ultimate dream birthday cake.
Slow and steady wins the race.
I just hope my vision becomes a reality.
Based entirely on one little kid's big imagination. With Mom close at hand, the birthday girl will pick the winner on Best Cake Wins. Amanda and her daughter Paige are planning a very special 9th birthday.
Paige is having a sports and gymnastics-themed birthday party. Gymnastics is a really big part of our life. She spends more time on her hands than she does on her feet.
And this year, Paige is hoping to change a long-held birthday tradition.
Paige gets the exact same bundt cake every year. I try to change it a little each year, but it's the exact same cake.
Seriously, that's getting really old.
Is it getting old? Are you over that cake?
Yes.
Paige is taking matters into her own hands and has designed her dream gymnastics birthday cake.
Hi, sweetie, are you done your drawing?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
It's a podium.
She's really interested in a podium cake with a gymnast standing on the top of each level. And what are the flavors of the cake?
Vanilla, red velvet, and chocolate.
But Paige's plan doesn't stop there.
I would like cupcakes surrounding the cake as medals.
Birthdays are the most important thing, so I want her to have an amazing birthday party with a spectacular cake for the first time ever.
The challenge is create Paige's dream gymnastics birthday cake with a 3-flavor podium of chocolate, vanilla, and red velvet. It must have 3 gymnast figurines on top and cupcake medals below. Our first competitor is Kristen, a home baker with a flair for the unconventional.
I love things that are non-traditional. I love making cakes that look like food, a cake that looks like a sandwich, but it's really cake and buttercream. I love the challenge of trying something new. Even if it can be a bit of an uphill battle, I love the challenge.
Our second challenger, Damien, turned a cake-making hobby into a full-time career.
I started making cakes basically on a whim. I made my first cake for my son for his 5th birthday. It turned out really well, and I actually found it very therapeutic and fun. I like to really think of my cakes as sculptures, works of art, and that's what I love most about this.
Without further ado, it's time for our bakers to see Paige's cake design.
Wow, I was not envisioning this.
Some sort of podium, I think.
A podium with some figurines on top.
She wants little gymnasts who are in a variety of gymnastics formations.
The most challenging part of today is going to be creating the figurines.
The only pose I can think of is kind of a handstand, so I'm gonna have to kind of do some quick research there.
I want a blend of cartoony and realistic and make them all stand up without falling down. Those are some challenges, for sure.
Paige's party is tomorrow, so our competitors need to bake up a plan.
So what I'm gonna do with this cake is have a cake board on the top and a cake board on the bottom. On the top, I'm going to incorporate Paige's cake design, and I'm gonna have my silhouettes and some roses on the top of the cake. At the bottom, I'm going to incorporate some cupcakes, and on these cupcakes, we're gonna have some medals. This cake is all about the medals.
Damien's plan is to place Paige's vanilla, chocolate, and red velvet podiums onto an elevated platform. Top each podium with gymnast silhouettes, and finish the cake with edible fondant flowers. Damien is getting started with the first of his 3 cake flavors.
So the first thing is get to work on my vanilla cake. I'm gonna use vanilla for the cupcakes as well as for the bronze medal cake. My 2 favorite flavors of cake, 1, carrot. I love a nice moist carrot cake, but also vanilla. I just love a nice simple vanilla cake. Batter's looking good. Just get the last little bits out. Off to the chocolate now. Paige did mention she wanted chocolate for the, I think, the gold medal podium, so it sounds like chocolate's an important flavor for her. We're gonna make that happen.
Meanwhile, Kristen is sketching out the design for her podium cake.
I'm thinking about using a round circle tier and then putting my podium on top of this. I'm gonna use a large cake board. I think I'm actually gonna make it look like a competitive gymnast floor, just for something different for those cupcakes to sit on. I'm gonna put the cupcakes kind of flanking the sides, I think. I'm gonna put my figurines up here because there is a lot of empty space. Maybe I'll like make some medals and kind of hang those over.
Kristen's plan is to top her cake with sculpted gymnasts. mount the cake onto a gymnastics floor, and also, she's filling her vanilla chocolate and red velvet podiums with candy.
I'm going to work on my figurines for on top of the podium. I want these characters to be in interesting positions so they actually look like gymnasts. I'm going to use this so I can get the scale somewhat accurate. They're not going to be skeletons. I made a modeling chocolate, so I'm going to build up layers to give the gymnast some weight. They're not going to be little piddly skeletons. So now what I'm gonna do is coat my wire person in hockey tape. This is gonna give the modeling chocolate something to grip onto so it just doesn't sag and fall off. You can already see he's not as skeletal now that he has some hockey tape on him. Paige was pretty specific about the poses she wanted on top of the podium, so I wanna make sure to get it just right.
While Kristen gets her gymnast into shape, Damien is racing ahead.
So now it's time to work on the fillings for our cake. I want to do a chocolate ganache, and then I'm also going to do an American buttercream. Okay, so I'm just going to pour the chocolate into there. So I want to keep a close eye, making sure that everything melts nicely. With the buttercream, I'm going to start with the butter. And then I'm going to add a bit of vanilla. Oh, it's almost there. It's starting to melt nicely. There's still a few chips that have yet to melt. Got to make sure not to forget it now because it's pretty close to where it needs to be.
So right now I'm going to use modeling chocolate and I'm going to start coating our figurine.
Kristen's made her modeling chocolate with corn syrup and white chocolate wafers.
I'm getting a little bit stressed because I'm not sure I chose the right gauge of wire. I don't know if I chose too light. I'm not sure what to do at this point.
I find whipping cream is really nice. It really cuts down the sweetness a little bit and just really makes buttercream flavorful and wonderful. I just realized I haven't checked on the ganache. I gotta just check on that. And I'm seeing a lot of steam. Hold on. I've got a bit of a problem here. I left the ganache a bit too long. The bottom part just starting to seize. It's not gonna combine properly. I have no filling. I've got cakes that are about to burn. Let me pause, breathe, and get my cakes out of the oven.
With the competition heating up, possibly too much, and a gymnast bent out of shape, will either of our bakers qualify for Paige's birthday tomorrow? Amanda and her daughter Paige are getting ready for a 9th birthday. Paige's podium cake will be front and center at her gymnastics-themed birthday party. Professional bakers Kristen and Damien are competing to create a winning version of Paige's cake design. But it won't be easy.
I'm not sure what to do at this point.
And Damien's chocolate ganache isn't panning out.
The problem is this seasoning on me, I don't have a filling other than the buttercream. I could redo this, but I'm just realizing that I'm actually out of chocolate. I really want my cakes to be elevated. I think just plain old buttercream is just not gonna cut it. I actually do have white chocolate, and if I use white chocolate, make white chocolate ganache, I might actually have a very tasty dessert on my hands. It'll be one of those mistakes that nobody will have known was actually a mistake.
It looks like Damien might have found a fix for his ganache, but Kristen is still struggling with her flimsy figurine.
So I'm having a bit of difficulty getting this to stand up, so I'm going to use these skewers, just stick them in the back here to help with some support, and hopefully I'll be able to cover it up as I build up the chocolate layers here. There, that's better. Obviously, it's not as clean as I would like it yet. I think I'm gonna start painting it and see if I can bring it to life a little bit more. I'm happy with how she looks. She kind of is a blend between being realistic looking and being a cartoon caricature, and that's what I was going for. I'm gonna let it dry for a little bit and move on to my next figurine.
In the other kitchen, Damien, who admits he's no gymnastics expert, has found some inspiration for his cake toppers.
I found some templates. I printed them on a piece of paper. I'm gonna cut along the edge, and I've got my silhouette. Gum paste gets very hard. I want it to kind of stand on top of the cake. And so what I'm gonna do is just take some of my gum glue. And I just want this to kind of go all the way from the top to the bottom. If you look at it from the back, you're gonna see the stick, but I'm gonna airbrush it silver as well, so it's not as noticeable. It's important from the front of the cake that we're really seeing this awesome silhouette.
So I have my 3 different flavors of cake: chocolate, the red velvet, and I've got the vanilla. I baked them in circle pans because that's all I had. My plan is to cut them into squares, and I'm going to stack them to represent the different podium sizes. But as a little surprise, I'm going to use a circle cutter, and I'm going to punch right through the center of my cake. I'm gonna do this for each layer. This is gonna make a massive mess when they cut into it. It's all gonna spill out. I think the kids are gonna love it.
So now it's time to ice my cakes. I'm gonna have the 3 cakes basically side by side. Originally it was gonna kind of look like that, but I thought it might look a bit more visually interesting to kind of have them flush against each other. We've got our white chocolate ganache. It's going to be tasty and decadent. It smells good. So what I'm going to do is flip it upside down so I can see where I'm cutting against. And I'm gonna take my knife and I'm just going to start carving away. And our second place is coming together. And now take our buttercream and liberally apply it to the cake. Second place podium is pretty much good to go. And now we'll move on to the chocolate and the vanilla.
So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to knead out my fondant. What I'm gonna do is a little bit of a different fondant technique because it is 3 separate cakes that are stacked together to make the podium. I'm actually gonna panel cover it. It's looking actually pretty bad. It's almost like a Christmas tree where you know which side you're gonna put facing outwards. I think I'm gonna use the other side, but I am confident that I'm going to be able to make it look better with the use of trim just to make it look more tidy. I think it's starting to look a little less rough, a little bit cleaner, so I'm gonna putter away at this for a while and see if I can get a good-looking finished product.
Over in his kitchen, Damien is starting to work on his fondant flowers.
And I'm just gonna roll out 6 fondant balls, roughly the same size. And with one of the balls, I'm just gonna make it into a little log. And so put it onto the parchment paper. And all you need to do is use your fingers and just start squishing. These are gonna start forming the petals of our rose. So I'm gonna take the log, I'm gonna start rolling it to start forming the inner part of the rose petal. I'm gonna take one of my petals, fit this one underneath the petal. Get my next petal, same thing, and see it starting to come together. When I put them onto the cake and I airbrush each of the stands, I'm going to also airbrush these that same color so that it has that trophy feel all together.
Kristen's chocolate cupcakes are ready to decorate, and she'll be using a 2-icing technique.
I think adding 2 different icing flavors is gonna add some dimension, but I think it's also gonna look really cool for Paige and her friends. Now all I have to do is incorporate Paige's idea of medals to give out to her friends. I'm just gonna actually use the end of a piping tip because it's a pretty good size. So I'm gonna use some of this silver dust to bring these guys to life. I'm happy with them. I think they look busy. I think they look fun. Kids eat with their eyes. And if I were 9 or 29, like I wish I was, I would pick them too.
Damien isn't far behind, and he's decided to go for gold with his cupcake medals.
Once they're gold, I'm going to add some green fondant to look like a ribbon, and they're going to be perfect to go on top of the cupcakes. So I guess the only way to figure out if this is real gold is if I just take a bite and eat it. So let me see. Tastes pretty good, but I don't think it tastes like real gold, unfortunately. I think these look great. I think these are really gonna stand out on the cake display. I think Paige is gonna love these. I think her friends are gonna be very excited when they see that they each get their own gold medal.
As our bakers bend over backwards, bringing Paige's dream cake to life, who will take top spot at her birthday party?
Oh my
Paige has sketched her ultimate gymnastics-themed birthday cake. And bakers Kristen and Damien have each hit some hurdles in interpreting Paige's design.
I've got a bit of a problem here.
I don't know if I chose the right gauge of wire.
But there's no room for error because their cakes will be judged tomorrow by the birthday girl herself.
This is gonna be the base of my cake. So I've used a large board and made it blue so that it mimics the look of a floor routine mat. A lot of cake bakers use dummy tiers to fill things in, especially in wedding cakes. So it just gives a more impressive look, but it's not edible. I'm going to attempt to transfer my cake to this dummy tier. Slow and steady wins the race. That's my strategy anyway. So I have a couple imperfections, but it is on, at least. I may actually just put a piece of trim at the bottom just to tidy it up a little bit, but I'm actually happy that it stayed on. Right now, I feel like it's a pretty boring looking cake, but it's all the other things that I'm excited to get on because I think that's gonna tie everything together. Fingers crossed.
Things are also starting to come together in Damien's kitchen.
So now it's time to start getting our bronze trophy all bronzed up. I'm gonna do the entire cake bronze. The flowers, the silhouette, the cake will be bronze.
Damien's giving his cake a metallic look with an airbrush and edible food coloring.
It's definitely coming together. It's definitely looking bronzy. I'm excited to see how it's gonna look in comparison to the other two colors. I think that's gonna be the real test.
Back with Kristen, she's also ready to add some color to her cake.
I'm already feeling a lot better. I think it's already coming to life. Sometimes adding just a different dimension of color helps a lot. This is the design I'm gonna stick with, but I am gonna change the color of the neck pieces just to make it a little more visually appealing. All right, last one. Oh, that could have been really bad. This side of the podium's obviously higher, which should be for second place, and I put the bronze medal there by accident. I don't think the 9-year-olds would show much mercy if I made that critical error. There we go. Okay, we're saved.
Damien's podiums are all painted, and it's time to put them in place.
The number 1 is front and center. It looks like it is. Next, we're going to do the bronze. Just gonna add my glue.
Damien's using melted white chocolate to keep his podiums from moving.
I'm hoping that everything butts together as beautifully as I've anticipated in my head. There's only one way to find out. So I'm gonna take it, put it down, and push it in. Look at that. Oh. And it looks like we have ourselves a podium cake. I'm looking at the bottom. It's a bit uneven, so I'll probably just add a little black band. But as I'm looking at what we've got going on here, this is actually looking quite nice, I think. I'm quite happy.
Kristen isn't far behind, having finished her 3 gymnast figurines.
As I suspected, it's pretty difficult because the cake is so warm, so I'll leave her for now. I just need to hurry.
I think Paige is gonna be happy. I think we've got something here that's really gonna show off a champion gymnast, which is what it sounds like she is. I really think I'm capturing that with this cake.
Second place, going in. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm still nervous that those figurines are gonna fall off on the way to the party, but I'm happy with the overall design and how everything turned out in the end.
And there you have it. This is our gymnastics-themed cake. We've got our great gymnasts performing on the top. I really think this is perfect, and I'm excited to see what Paige thinks.
Birthday girl Paige is about to see her vision come to life.
Oh my God!
But whose cake will she choose? Bakers Kristen and Damien have each made their own interpretation of Paige's dream birthday cake. They're both hoping she'll choose their creation as the best cake.
So how excited are you?
This excited.
That's pretty excited.
Now, the party's ready. The cakes have arrived, and it's time for Paige to decide which cake wins.
I'm feeling a little bit nervous. I really struggled with the figurines staying in place. I wish that I had done silhouettes.
I'm feeling very confident right now. Technically, I've created an award-winning cake, so I'm going to go in there feeling like a winner. Happy birthday, Paige!
Oh my God!
Those look amazing.
I like the gold. It actually looks like real gold. Oh my gosh, they even look like they have real eyeballs. I love it. This looks so good.
Okay, Paige, so I made a podium cake, and I wanted to take that one step further and not just have them be podiums, but also be trophies as well. For the insides of the cakes, I know the flavors that were important to you were vanilla, chocolate, and red velvet. So I wanted to have kind of two levels, the top level being the big cake, and the bottom level being these cupcakes. All your friends, I'm sure, are champions, so they have to have gold medals on their cupcakes.
I give it double thumbs up.
Thank you so much.
All right, Paige, so I've created this cake just like you're drawing, a large podium with the 3 different cake flavors. However, I have a little bit of a surprise. Down the center of each of the podiums, it's actually filled like with gumballs and candy and sprinkles. So when you cut into it, hopefully it's all gonna spill out. And I've surrounded that with chocolate cupcakes, and I've created a bunch of silver medals for your friends. It's your birthday, it's your day, so you're the gold medal champion for the day. And my biggest challenge in creating this cake was these figurines on top. I actually had to make a skeleton out of wire so that I could bend and mold them and then cover them in modeling chocolate.
Wow, that's pretty cool, isn't it? All right, Paige, you have a really tough choice. Are you ready?
I think so.
Which one do you like better?
I think that one.
Oh, thanks,
Good
Paige.
job.
I hope you have a great party with your cake, Paige.
I'm disappointed that I didn't win. I thought I did a great job, but you know what? Kristen's cake was great as well.
I feel great. I'm so excited I won. I didn't think it was gonna happen for me. Damien had some really clean fondant work and a really concise design. I was worried for sure.
Happy birthday, dear Paige. Happy birthday to you. Cake time! Yay!
Okay.
That's a lot for me. Yeah, these are all gumballs.
I wasn't surprised by Paige's choice of cake.
That's my piece. That's all for me? Well,
There
that's
you
a lot
go.
of cake. You're the birthday girl.
As soon as I heard candy in the middle, knowing my child, I thought, that cake's gonna win no matter what.
What 9-year-old doesn't like candy? The best cake in the whole entire world.
Red velvet. Looks good.
I think vanilla's in the middle. Chocolate's first place. Is it good?
It's really good.
I think it would take us a month for us to eat both of the cakes.